So here's another question, guys. In your videos, you've mentioned that Jesus claimed this mantle, Son of God, and directed us to realize that we are just like him. So far as I understood you, I have also encountered other spiritual teachings that warn against making and worshiping idols, and that the idol that most people secretly serve is themselves. How do you navigate that space? I find there to be potential tension between claiming that we are God, child of God, and worshiping ourselves. So this is an interesting question for several things, and there's several things that I will touch on. One of the things I would touch on was the part where you say, I've encountered other spiritual teachings that warn us against making and worshiping idols. First of all, I would ask what other spiritual teachings. That's the first thing I would ask. The second thing I would say is to warn someone is to be focused on fear, focused on anxiety, focused on being wrong. And that is a fear-based religion, the dogma. They're telling you to be afraid of, because there's a consequence if you do this. Second of all, the use of the word idols. You got to realize that in early Christianity, they were trying to drive people away from pagans, and the idols were pagan statues and pagan altars, and they would go to the altar of Diana, and they would go to these various places and they would pray to these idols. And so it's a very much an ancient belief that, don't go be a pagan, follow us, basically. Also, the next thing here is the idol that most people secretly serve is themselves. I don't think people secretly serve themselves. I think they 100% serve themselves. We are the creator of our experience. Everything that we do serves us in some way. Sometimes it's serving us in a negative way, and we're having an experience of negativity. Sometimes we're serving it in a positive way. But when we stop serving ourselves and we start manipulating others to make ourselves feel powerful, that's a different thing. But we are constantly in service of ourselves because we are creating our experience. And so when I look at that, I think that's kind of the idea of this. Is you're really worried about this next whole question is based around the idea of an out of balance ego. The word ego gets a bad rap sometimes. It literally means self-awareness. But an out of balance ego can be out of balance in two ways. You can have no ego and be run over in life by people who have a bigger ego than you. Or you can have a big, giant ego and run over people. You can be out of balance. So the idea of an ego is it's not about ego being bad. It's about the out of balance of ego being bad. And what you're actually talking about here is an out of balance ego. Well, when you look at an out of balance ego, when the ego is out of balance, that means their love is out of balance. The person who has no ego is giving love, but not accepting love or receiving love themselves. And the person of out of balance the other way is loving themselves and not taking anything from anybody else, and trying to take everything from everybody else. So I would get out of the mental struggle here and get into the idea of just loving and just being, and realize that we are the creator of our experience. We are the creator of our experience. We create with our present moment thought, word, and deed. And if our present moment thought, words, and deeds are based in idols outside of ourselves or serving ourselves, then we are creating wrongly for ourselves, right? And the only one who's going to judge us is us. And the way we judge ourselves is by doing bad things that are giving us bad response. What we sow, we reap. And so the whole question is a great question, but it is very much based in organized religious beliefs. And the organized religions had very big, had a very big agenda. They wanted to lock you into fear so that you would stick with their religion and be one of their party, be one of their group. And they warn you against empowering yourself, not because of ego, because they want power over you. And so that's my thought on this question. And I think it's a great question. I really appreciate the question. But worshiping idols and worshiping yourself, there's nobody who's better or greater or outside of you that you should worship. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.